YouTube family. So I decided to start vlogging. I think I connect with it right now, and this would be easier for me to really express myself on my YouTube channel. This is my first official vlog. Y'all, I'm about to be on time for church. You know how many times I've been late? Like every Sunday. But you know, he's doing it. Okay. Ooh, do you feel how hot it is? Okay. All last year, every time that I showed up, I was late. Even when I got up early. Okay. I'm gonna take the stairs. I'm a girl that takes the stairs. I really do though. The place that I just moved into, it's so many. It's 2 elevators. And each time, I take the stairs. And I'm taking the stairs because I'm wearing heels. You know, when you're not really used to wearing heels as much, you need that extra practice. That extra walking practice. Woo. I'm happy it's not cold no more. Being in Florida, we're not used to it. It's been 40 degrees for the past for months at a time. Usually it's cold one day and then it's hot again the next.
We get grandma. How we do it? Is that we get
Church was good. It was really good. I love when I go to church and it's one of those times when everything is making sense now. That's what God does. It's awesome. God is awesome. Now, I know what I need to do for tomorrow at least. I'm going to the grocery store. I need to get my finance game back up. It needs to be more intentional. Consistency. It needs to be more consistent also. I don't like being places where everybody's all, how can I put this? Energetically uncomfortable. It's just not an enjoyable space to be in. I'll be in it and still maintain, you know, my regular composition. But I prefer not to. For me, relaxing is, a relaxing day for me would be waking up slowly, the sun is beaming in through the window. I can hear the birds chirping. Seriously though, my ideal breakfast on my relaxing day would be eggs, scrambled lightly, no cheese, a few tomatoes, a little salt and pepper, and oil on it, olive oil drizzled over it, and some avocado. Yeah, that would be good. Man, I'm getting really descriptive here. I like going into environments where there's a lot of people, but you can still kind of like do your own thing. You can still be in your own space. Going out last night gave me the opportunity to really learn some new traits about myself in regards to the social scene. You know how it is when you turn a new age. You feel that innate sense of progression calling you. You feel called to reach another capacity of yourself. But turning 23, this is a stage where I'm hearing a ring of solitude. And I'm about to go to church again. This church is my aunt's church. I know you're probably like, she went to church twice in a day. Yes, I'm that person. I'm that hungry. I'm that hungry. Once you've had an encounterment, once you've had an experience with God, with the supreme life-giving source, once you've had that encounterment, you cannot get out of it. Like, all you want to do is be in his presence. It's an anomaly. So I just rest on not being able to understand everything. I reflect on well-known facts in my life. There's this food pantry that I get food from at my school, and I was talking to a couple people about experiencing God and, you know, if God is real. Everyone was just saying their opinions on the matter. It was so enlightening to hear that variety of thoughts. It's actually another word I'm looking for, not variety. Honestly, it was just exciting to hear people talk about a matter of so much depth, you know? Like, regardless of what everyone believed on their own, the collective interactions of everyone in the room, sharing what they thought in their experiences, sharing what was made true to them, just overall shows you, it showed me the supreme of God. Like, it's just some things that you know. I can go on and on. That's at 6, what time is it? I'm increasing my water intake. Okay, this can go in here. I'll hold my keys. Man, you know, this is the reason why my vlogging skills were not on point, because my arms carrying a camera. This church is more on the traditional side. Traditional meaning, you know, CPT. If you're African American, you know what CPT means. I should have took the stairs. I'm gonna take the stairs. You see that consistency and that dedication creeping in? Dedication creeping in? Dedication creeping in? I literally wear my hair in a puff or just wear it down. I don't have any other options. I feel like I need to be more versatile. You know, really live out the natural hair journey instead of getting natural hair and wishing it looked like everybody else on YouTube and Pinterest. It's not really experiencing it. Okay, I'm on the second floor. We made it. Good hill exercise. My camera is always blurring up. Is it foggy? I'm taking the elevator this time. In 11th grade, junior year in high school, I was in pageantry. So anybody that's familiar with pageants, you know the hills and the walking. And then I stopped wearing them for a little bit when I joined the military. Getting back into them, it's like learning to walk all over again. Dang, did I leave my iPad? Oh, bro, I love my iPad. Should I go get it? Should I go get it? I'm here, made it to church. Settling myself right now and going with just a raw, unpretentious intention. I'm trying to think of that scripture that says love is kind. It describes what a relationship is with love. I'm gonna find that scripture. Okay, I'm going in. So I went to church and awesome. Like, every single thing that I was questioning, that I was unsure about, that I was confused about, every single thing I'm just feeling really led to say this. It can be very challenging, very testing. And when you go back and forth with yourself, I was doing that, and I'm pretty straightforward, pretty sincere, and pretty fundamental with my communications. So whenever there is something off, it's usually the other way. And what I didn't realize is that with what God is showing me, he was preparing me for future things, not in the moment. Going to my church this morning, hearing about forgiveness and being patient with people, God made it clear to me how he expects me to use that. It's like every time I hear a word, every time I hear instruction, every time I hear a new way of thinking, I'll have an experience that happens afterwards that tests the knowledge that I just received. Interesting how that happens. I'm just seeking the authenticity of God, and I'm asking him to show me the truth. I hear people say don't ask for certain things, but I'm not like that. If it's truth and it's something that is going to help me and benefit me, why would I run from correction? It was a verse. I said it was a verse. What was it? Let me see. I'm gonna look at it and come back. Let me see. Okay, I found the scripture. It is 1 Corinthians 13:4. And if you're not familiar with with reading the Bible with this kind of doctrine, Corinthians is a book in the Bible. So the Bible is made up of multiple books, and each book is a letter from someone who experienced life via the spiritual realm. And so this book is about, let me just go to the little foreword in the beginning. Okay, it's not. Dang, I gotta get the real Bible. Stanley, this is a good Bible, actually. It's called Life Principles. And at the bottom of each verse, there's like a little commentary to help you get the big picture of the scripture that it's referring to. It's just a commentary. So where's the first one? Just to show you what Corinthians was written by Paul, and he was an apostle. Let's Google what apostle is. Okay, so here's 1 Corinthians reveals the difficulties, pressures, and struggles of a young church called out of a pagan society. Paul addressed a variety of problems in the lifestyle of the Corinthian church. Factions, lawsuits, immorality, questionable practices, and abuse of the Lord's Supper and spiritual gifts. In addition to words of discipline, Paul shared words of counsel in answer to questions raised by Corinthian believers. Back to this verse, what I was talking about. It's 1 Corinthians 13. I'm using my YouVersion Bible app, and that app is awesome. If you have it, add me on it. My name's Rannay Robinson. Okay, here it is right here. So this is the amplified version. It says, love endures long and is patient and kind. Love never is envious, nor boils over with jealousy. It is not boastful or vainglorious, and does not display itself haughtily. It is not conceited, arrogant, and inflated with pride. It is not rude, unmannerly, and does not act unbecomingly. Love, God's love in us, does not insist on its own rights or its own way, for it is not seeking. It is not touchy or fretful or resentful. It takes no account of the evil done to it. It pays no attention to a suffered wrong. Man. It does not rejoice at injustice or unrighteousness, but rejoices when right and truth prevail. Love bears up under anything and everything that comes, is ever ready to believe the best of every person. Its hopes are fadeless under all circumstances, and it endures without weakening. Love never fails, never fades out or becomes obsolete or comes to an end. As for prophecy, the gift of interpreting the divine will and purpose, that's what prophecy is, it will be fulfilled and pass away. As for tongues, they will be destroyed and cease. As for knowledge, it will pass away. It will lose its value and be superseded by truth. Knowledge will. That's something to hold on to. That's something to like really set your mind on. Like we should never, I mean, I guess I can't say never because we're still human beings. We should do our best to not be affected. To not be affected by those things that be getting us off balance, those things that be getting us out of character, those things that, you know, try to pull you down. Don't even let that affect you, because the day is coming where it's going to be face to face and all that is just going to pass away. Okay, no more words. I have no more words. That is the verse that I was referring to. It's what time is it? It's 1:40. I'm going to sleep. What am I doing tomorrow? I'm gonna work out in the morning, and I gotta read a script for my acting course, so I need to make sure I get that done. And I'm meeting with my counselor. If you don't have a counselor, get one if you need one. I feel like they are beneficial from what I've experienced so far. It's yeah, I mean, or God can just be your counselor. That's even better, because he understands you completely and he knows everything, so you don't have to try to explain those things that are hard to explain. It's just a connection off rip. All right, good night.